Hey folks, welcome back to another video. You join me and the beast on a sunny hillside here just above my house in North Wales. Haven't done any videos for a while, sorry if you've been waiting for some. The pinch video, it is coming soon. I've actually done quite a bit of it, I've just got a little bit more to do. I went to Spain with the best intentions of having more free time and doing more videos, but I just get sucked into my own climbing and then don't find the time to do it, so sorry about that. If you follow me on Instagram, thank you firstly, and secondly you'll know that I go there for about 3 months, and then I've been back in the UK a couple of months. Got loads of climbing done this year, ticked a lot of routes by my standards at least, did a lot more on sighting than usual, and I didn't tick 8B, which was one of my goals, but I did put some effort into one particularly, so I am proud of that, but 8B still eludes me. I will keep working at it. I've been back in the UK a couple of weeks, as I say, and I have ticked a few cool routes, including a cool 7C yesterday that I'll mention again in a minute, and you'll see why. I wanted to talk to you though about the Petzl Sirocco helmet, like the latest version. It's not that new, and I have to apologise to Petzl because they were kind enough to send me a helmet to test out, and then it took me ages to actually do this video. It's a balance between keeping people happy and also testing it enough, and also finding the time to do these things, because obviously it's not my main job. I'm a climbing and mountaineering instructor who does a few videos on the side and stuff. That's how it works. So I've been at work today teaching scrambling and mountaineering type stuff, and I'm with the same people tomorrow. And I was wearing my Black Diamond Vapor today, not the Sirocco, and I'll come on to why in a minute. Traditionally, for me, I've really had to work at my head game for climbing, not just on trad and adventure type stuff, but on sport as well. Yeah, I do have like an inbuilt fear of falling, as most people do, and I've had to work really hard to manage it. This winter in Spain, I probably climbed the best I've ever climbed. Yeah, part of that's training, part of that's just climbing a lot, part of it's having belays that I just trust loads. But it all added up to me climbing really well. And that's not to say I haven't in the past climbed really well. It's not that my head game regularly holds me back. I'm just saying that I have to work at it regularly, falling off practice, all these kind of things. When Petzl sent me this helmet towards the end of last year, I wore it a little bit in the UK, on some sport, on some trad. Here in the UK, it's pretty much default for most people to wear a helmet on trad. Doing winter climbing, it's still Scottish season just about up there. Absolutely, everyone would wear a helmet. If someone wasn't wearing a helmet, you'd be like, what are they doing? Sport climbing, a lot of people wear helmets sport climbing these days. Pro climbers, I don't mean myself, I mean like WODs in that. It's pretty rare to see, isn't it? On YouTube, on Instagram, all these things in person, pretty flipping rare, isn't it? When it's on sport climbing. But I wondered if I could get an easy victory and improve my head game by wearing a helmet more. There's studies that show people's decision making is affected perhaps by wearing a helmet. I don't think that's been done in climbing, but perhaps in skiing, if someone's wearing a helmet, they might go into more risky situations because they feel a bit more bulletproof. So my idea was to use that to my advantage, wear a helmet more, and like I say, get a cheeky little victory at having a slightly better head game. So I went to Spain, to a place called Montgrony, and I started wearing my helmet, and it didn't make any difference to my head game at all. Like I said, throughout the trip my head game got better and better and better, and it was not a limiting factor this year. I want to make wearing a helmet sport climbing for myself normal. I don't do it by default, but I want to, because why do we not wear a helmet sport climbing? Give me some good reasons. It's really hard not to. People in the comments will just say things like, you're a knob, wear a helmet and stuff like that. But I don't think it's as simple as that. It is personal choice. If you want to wear a helmet, great, wear a helmet. If you don't, it's your choice. But what are the excuses for not wearing one? Well, they used to be heavy and uncomfortable. I weighed this back to back with my Black Diamond Vapor literally just a few minutes ago down in my house. This is the large size, so is my Vapor. My Vapor weighed 178 grams, point something. This weighed 179 grams, point something, so it is just the tiniest of fractions heavier for the similar fit. Now I have a big head, 63 centimetres I think it is in circumference. You will, if you've seen me on Instagram and stuff working, or in person working or whatever, I will normally wear my Black Diamond Vapor, even though I actually prefer this helmet. It's simply because I can't fit this over a hat of any description, and I'm often wearing a hat, it's cold or whatever. So it's a bit of a shame, but it's another reason for using this as a sport helmet, because I'm not wearing a hat when I sport climb hard stuff, for me, normally anyway, at least. It's got good top protection. It's got good side protection. Of course, it has. You expect that. It's got your head torch straps. You'd expect that. You can read all about the construction online, but it's really good. I prefer the cradle in this to the Vapor. The Vapor is like almost like string, and it's worn just fine. I've used that helmet a lot, but it's not as nice as actual real webbing. Loads of vents in this. It's got like internal channels as well that are supposed to help the ventilation. I couldn't really tell. It's hard to be objective about these things, isn't it? But I find it so comfy when I'm not wearing a helmet. It just fits me so well. I used to think that Petzl helmets didn't fit me, and maybe they didn't used to, but this one fits me so well. The thing I prefer most about it, other than the comfort, or like most about it other than the comfort, I thought was marketing nonsense, honestly. I saw this thing when I first looked at it and first got it. I'm sure it said you have 15% extra vision compared to the previous model Sirocco. And I thought, like, who cares? What a bit of marketing, just like numbers for the sake of numbers and new features for the sake of new features, because it's not that different to the old one in the whole scheme of helmets, really. And then when I was checking down at home a minute ago the specs and stuff again, it describes it as being like invisible once it's on your head. I just thought, and when I sort of see these things, I inherently think just nonsense. But the reality is, when I first put this on, it's really true. Like, I suddenly realised that, of course, when I'm wearing my Vapor or other helmets, I've got other helmets as well, it's not like they're blocking my vision. But when I put this on, you literally cannot see it, at least with my head shape. When I look up, I cannot see the helmet when I'm wearing it. If I try really hard and like wiggle my head a bit so the helmet sits a bit lower and look up, I can just about see it. But in normal circumstances, I don't notice it. And I didn't even think that was a thing that's distracting, but apparently now it is. So when I got this on, it's light and I don't even see it, so I do notice other helmets more, so it's kind of spoilt me a little bit. I'm just a bit sad that I can't wear it all the time because it doesn't fit over a hat. It's right at the limit of its sizing for me as it is with no hat on, so that's a shame, really. The reason I kind of thought about doing this video again was people talk about like falling off and hitting ledges, maybe with your head and stuff, and you've spun around and what have you. It's quite rare for that to happen sport climb. I'm not saying it never happens, but it is pretty rare. I've never hit my head sport climbing. I came close once, haven't got any video of this, but my arm got trapped around the rope on this traversey bit and it flipping spanned me round so quick. It wouldn't have been a route I would have thought about wearing a helmet because it's quite steep and stuff. So with a good soft catch in that, you're kind of going into space, but because my arm caught the rope and flipped me around, span around with some speed, but it did actually shake me up a bit. That was in Spain. I didn't have a helmet with me anyway, so I didn't have any choice. But then yesterday, I ticked this cool 7C that I've been trying for flipping ages. I should have ticked it so long ago, but broken holds, not climbing well, various reasons I hadn't. My penultimate go yesterday, I slip off the last hold. I'm in this kind of position, a little pocket, rolling over to this thing, and I've fallen off in a slightly funny position. And as I'm falling, I'm suddenly thinking, I'm about to flip upside down. And I get this pain on my leg, and my leg has got caught on the rope, something I have never done before. And I'll put the video up now, and I'll show you in full speed, when it's really hard to see what happens. And then I'll break it down so it's in slow motion. You can kind of see what happens. I was dithering with my feet because I could feel myself falling off, so my feet weren't where they should have been. But I didn't expect to get flipped or anything. I didn't get flipped. I did get spun a little bit. But I'm thinking to myself, should I make more effort to wear a helmet sport climbing? Because shit happens, doesn't it? And yeah, I should. And I am going to, especially it's a bit colder, so I haven't got the getting a hot head and all that kind of thing to worry about. So despite people putting in the comments, you're a knob, wear a helmet, that's what people will write. Yeah, I am going to make more effort. Not to improve my head gain that I thought was going to be my original reason, but just because I had that thing that wasn't a near miss, it wasn't an accident, but it did make me think, and I am going to make more effort to wear a helmet. Let me know what you think about that in the comments and whatever, but if you are looking for a helmet, I think this one is really flipping hard to beat. It retails at £100, the Vapor's £130, they're both expensive helmets, shop around, you can get them cheaper. Try both on. If this fits, this would be the one I'd choose out of the two. I am also very, very happy with the Vapor. Didn't pay for this one, I did pay for the Vapor. both of them are super good helmets. I just like the fact the fit is a fraction better, and I do love that vision thing. It sounds silly, but it has made a difference to me. Let me know if you've worn them. Let me know what you like or don't like about either of those. Let me know if you've got any questions at all. Chuck them in the comments below. You know, say this every time. I do get back to them eventually. It just takes me a while. If you like the video, click the like button, smash the subscribe button, find us on Insta, find us on Facebook, use the Buy Me a Coffee link to support the channel. All the support massively appreciated. As always though, massive thanks for watching. More videos coming up very soon.